What a week in fantasy football. What a week. We had wow, seriously, what a week. We had some pretty crazy stuff. I got a much needed win after starting 5-0 and going on a 5-game skid, moved to 6-5, staying in playoff contention, and basically put Gridiron Greats out of playoff contention. He would honestly need a miracle, and I actually don't think it's mathematically possible. Jacob's awesome team also got pretty much eliminated, not mathematically, but pretty much got eliminated from playoff contention, losing to the new second place Donde Estrada. Drew Job was way far out of playoff contention, and that matchup was very insignificant, except for the fact that Vic Paredes and his Johnson and Johnson team put up a season high 147 points. The points tiebreaker is obviously incredibly important for myself, Vic, and whoever else is tied for us, and with fourth place come playoff time. So Vic, that was a much needed win and a big point total, moving you to number one in points in the league, even though you're in fifth. It's crazy how lucky Donde Estrada and the Cillians are. Um, in the battle for first place, Tijuana Fish Tacos actually put a beat down on ROGO. ROGO put up the third least points in the league this week, and he's starting to slip, to be honest. I could see him moving out of the playoff picture because Donde Estrada got a much needed win, and Avery's schedule is ridiculously easy. He plays Drew Job this week. In still playoff contention, though, is Two Mannings, One Cup, and Dream Killers. Despite losing this week, Two Mannings, One Cup has the biggest matchup of the week this week, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Sacramento Cillian stays a game ahead of myself and Vic Paredes for fourth place in the final playoff spot. We have 3 weeks left. Yes, that's right, 3 weeks left, and it just gets intense from here. Let me tell you guys what the matchups are this week and why they're important. My matchup isn't really important this week, even though I need to win. Jacob's awesome team, I'm probably going to destroy him. He has a lot of guys on buys, and I just don't think his team matches up. Donde Estrada will most likely stay in second place. He actually has the possibility of moving to first place with a Tijuana Fish Tacos loss, but Donde Estrada faces off against the insignificant Drew Job, who's already starting to plan his draft for next year. The matchup of the week is going to be Vic Paredes and Johnson versus Tijuana Fish Tacos and Jameson Jones. The entire league is rooting for Tijuana Fish Tacos so that the Johnson and Johnson team does not have a viable shot at a fourth place positioning after this week. The entire league is also rooting for Dream Killers to continue their win streak. Dream Killers was literally out of it. They were 1-6 4 weeks ago, and they went on a 4-game win streak, and they are faced up against the currently fourth place Sacramento Cillians. So the entire league is rooting for Jameson and Nate to absolutely get it done this week, guys. Get it done. The toilet bowl insignificant matchup is Trevor Kelly and the Stockton Storm against the Gridiron Greats. Really big matchups this week. Obviously, the Tijuana Fish Tacos and Vic Paredes, again, and also the Dream Killers and the Sacramento Cillians. It's a pretty crazy week. The playoffs are going to be intense. We decided to keep the scheduling because I didn't want an uprising. I didn't want to die in my sleep because of a fantasy football league, so we kept the scheduling that Yahoo randomly selected. However, next year, that will not be the same. We're going to do grudge match in week 12, which were the 6 closest matchups for the best we can arrange it. The grudge match is going to be week 12. Week 13 is going to be random hat, which is where we pick random matchups. And then in week 14, it will be a position round. So first place will play second place, third place will play fourth place, fifth place will play sixth place, on and on. It's just really going to mix things up for when the playoffs happen in week 15 of next year. So that's just a little bit of a preview. The last thing I want to talk about is the awesome New Orleans Saints taking it to the 49ers. For you Niner fans that want to whine about that call, according to the rule book, it's a penalty. All right? Get over it. Yes, 5 years ago it wouldn't have been a penalty. But according to the new rules, it's a penalty. And to be honest, that wasn't going to win the game for the Niners. Drew Brees would have just got the ball back because Colin Kaepernick probably would have run out of bounds one more time than he actually did because he's horrible. Yes, he ran out of bounds. to stop the clock for the opposing team. And he willingly did it. It's not like he was forced out of bounds. He actually ran out of bounds. The guy is horrible. There's plenty of Niner fans that agree with me, and it's unreal. Colin Kaepernick's not good, all right? He is a gazelle that can run, and they don't even let him run that much, so he's a wounded gazelle. Yes, Colin Kaepernick is a wounded gazelle. He's not going to take the Niners anywhere. In fact, I would say the Niners probably don't make the playoffs. That's my guess. They probably don't make the playoffs. They're 6-4 right now. Carolina is definitely going to win the first wild card, and my guess is that the last wild card maybe actually comes out of the NFC East. I know you guys may think I'm partial because of the Cowboys, but honestly, the Cowboys could probably finish 10-6. So could the Eagles. One of them takes the division crown, and one of them actually takes the last wild card spot, or it's coming from the north. With Chicago, Green Bay, and Detroit, all with pretty competitive records, and once Aaron Rodgers comes back, that team is going to be competitive with anyone again. It's honestly anyone's game, but it's not the Niners. The Niners aren't winning the NFC West because Seattle's running away with that. Even if Seattle gets killed by the Niners, it doesn't mean anything. So, to be honest, Niner fans, be delusional about next year. You guys need to draft a quarterback because there's plenty coming out. Maybe might as well just tank and take Johnny Manziel because that guy is going to be good in the NFL. I'll tell you, he's going to be 100 times better than Colin Kaepernick ever dreamed of being. The last thing I'll comment on, there was a very, very controversial call last night on Monday Night Football. If you guys are part of our weekly Pick'em League, it actually messed up a ton of stuff. Chris Alvarez was on the verge of winning the pool because Tom Brady could have easily scored. They called a pass interference penalty and then picked up the flag, and I'm pretty sure Tom Brady verbally assaulted the referees on the way to the tunnel. I found it incredibly amazing. It was a great game. Who knows what would have happened on the free play at the end of the at the end of the game on the 1 yard line? Who knows, to be honest, but I think it was kind of a bad no call. I think that they should have called it and at least left it up to the players and not up to a penalty. That's just my opinion, but anyways, big games this week, and you guys are more than welcome to come over on Sunday to watch the games and banter about football. I will talk to you soon.